This is a Silk exclusive.
How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to episode 13, Words, Music, Dance. I'm your host, Paulie the Bull. You can find me on Instagram, _1080p_, and on Twitter, Paulie_the_bull. And this is a 2021 vision across all social media. Today I am joined by the homie, Big John Silva.
Hola, hola.
What up, John? Give me your social media.
_King_Trayan_0915.
And pleasure having you back.
Pleasure to be back.
Welcome back to the show. You've been on a couple episodes and things.
Thank you.
You can also catch our year-end review 2017 called The Hands of Time, aka #Thought. Look for that on YouTube exclusively. But before we begin, I want to give a big shout out to Uplift Clothing Apparel. The homies over there doing some big things. They got hoodies, t-shirts. They got a lot going on and some more things coming their way. Check them out at upliftclothingapparel.bigcartel.com.
Looking out for the big dudes. They got,
they got sizes up to 5X. So, you get your 1X, 2X, 3X, whatever you wear, they got it. So check that out. Chris, I'm still waiting for my hoodie though. You know what I'm saying? But big things going on over there. But John, what's happening with you? How was your week? This week, anything exciting happen to you?
Nothing. I mean, I'm glad to be back in the city, miss the city.
Right. Welcome home.
Fun times.
Did you happen to catch the anything with the All-Star game last week?
I caught Fergie singing.
Yeah, so I didn't see the game either, but Fergie sung the national anthem, and what was your take on?
Would you say sing? Would you say she
sang? Well, what was your take on her rendition of that?
Well, like I know she defended herself later on Instagram, and she was like that. I think people just didn't get what style she was trying to do, and like I agree with her. I understand like she must have been trying to do like what it sounds like when you beat it like a cat, and it's like, all right, well, I want to make the people know what this is. So like, it was terrible though. Like I don't know what happened. I think Fergie good music. I fuck with Fergie. Like,
I mean, when she's with the Black Eyed Peas, I don't know if anything individually that really stood out. I may be wrong, but to me, I don't know.
But London Bridge is going down, bro.
But she was trying to rap. I mean, she was rapping back then. I don't think she's ever been known as like a singer. Why would they even choose her for the national anthem?
Jay-Z was busy?
Oh, okay. You gonna have Jay-Z do the national anthem?
I had Jay-Z do anything. Like, yo.
Hey, yo.
Yeah.
Hey, yo.
You know what I mean.
I mean, the views and opinions expressed by Big John Silva are solely those of himself and himself only. But also, speaking of Brooklyn suspect, people, Tekashi 6ix9ine released his album, mixtape, solo project.
Mixtape.
Came out this week or last week. What do you think of that?
I'm fucking with it. I was really surprised because I heard it was coming out and I was like, all right. I mean, Gummo is popping like it's mad loud. Everyone loves it. The song you hear it all over the place. Got crazy amount of views. But I mean, I'm much like most judge a book by its cover. And I saw the way the kid look. He's not the hip hop that I'm familiar with. He's not the baggy hoodies and jeans and Timbs. He got rainbow hair and I like so. At face value, I judged him and I was like, yeah, this music's gonna be terrible. But then I was like, it came out and I was like, let me give him a chance. I'll try to listen to it.
Right.
I was impressed. Like, it is some raw, ghetto music. Don't get me wrong. You're not gonna walk away from it and you're not gonna feel like you learned something or you're a better person. You weren't improved.
Right. Yeah.
But especially out of the young kids, because I've tried. Like I've given XXXTentacion, whatever his name is. I've given Lil Uzi Vert, like Migos. I've given all of them a chance. I've before I talk about an artist, I listen to your music first. And like I could actually I could fuck with Tekashi 6ix9ine's album. Like literally the first song I was talking to you about, like. The first song comes on, and it immediately reminded me of listening to some fucking Onyx, some fucking from the 90s.
I definitely got the Onyx feel from
straight.
I listened to it solely because of you. Not gonna lie, it wasn't on my radar. I knew it had dropped, but I really, until you said it, I was like, all right, I'll give it a chance. Again, like you said, it wasn't as bad as I expected it to be. It doesn't. I'm not gonna really go back to it a lot. But I was like, okay, it's that type of music that I can rock to if I'm in the car.
Yeah, exactly.
In the gym or something.
In the gym hitting a boxing bag.
Yeah.
Or you gotta go run up on somebody's head real quick.
Right. It definitely has that feel. What do you think about him social media wise?
I mean,
Have you seen what happened in LA this week? So
I think he's doing a smart job with social media, honestly. Like, he's making people talk about him. Whether you like him or not, he's making you talk about him. Mm-hmm. So I think he's doing a smart idea with that. Also, I don't know about y'all. I mean, I'm raised, 80s all the way to 2013, 14 in Brooklyn. The kid's from my same area. He's from Bushwick, Brooklyn. I mean, I don't know who the kid is, but he's from the same area. Everything I'm seeing, like, I don't see what he's saying he's not living. He never said he's the toughest dude in the world. He never said that he's gonna beat everybody up. He's more tough than everybody else. He didn't say he's the most gangster. He's invincible. He just said that he's about that. Don't test him, and he's a real G. To my knowledge, everything I've seen, like he shows up. People that come to my city. He comes to the city. The fucking some Spanish gang just threatened him in San Antonio, Texas.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And he went to the same venue. Not like got canceled like what happened with LA. He went to the venue where they told him not to be at, and he still performed like it was nothing. To me, that I respect that. That's G. And then the shit in LA. Don't get me wrong. A 4.5 on 2 is not a fair fight. Right. But at the same time, seeing Tekashi go out there and at least try to swing on dudes, whatever, that's a lot better than a lot of dudes who run from shit, or you see them on video like, talking about all this beef shit, they rah, right. And then some shit pop off and they go running. So from what I see at least, what he talks about, not as far as the gun violence, talks about being a real dude or he's not gonna run or whatever. It seems legit,
right.
Like, and he's been like, he hasn't canceled nothing. It's not like he's like, yo, I got death threats, so I'm not going to the city. He went to LA when the city can't come to LA. He went to Oakland when the city can't go to Oakland. He went to San Antonio when the city can't go to San Antonio. Right. So I mean, I fucks with the kid, and like I said, I'm judging the music. I don't know him personally, and when I first saw his mixtape cover, it's like him with rainbow hair, like cartoony, and I was judging at first, but I forgot one of my favorite artists is Prince. And if you don't know better, like you judge Prince, like yo, this is some gay dude. When Prince used to bring mad ass home, so
he played ball, like he ate some pancakes, then he smashed some light skinned chick.
So don't get wrong, don't kill me on YouTube. I'm not comparing him to Prince. I'm just saying that too.
Views and opinions
someone who doesn't
Big
know,
John Silva are solely of those and himself only.
Someone who doesn't know, like those who didn't grow up from that era, y'all look at Prince and y'all would judge him if y'all didn't know his music. You'd be like, yo, look at this fruitcake. Yeah. Prince's music is fucking great. He's a musical genius, and again, I'm not comparing the two. I'm just saying the way you outlook him, what Tekashi looks like, you normally would not go for in hip hop. You'd be like, rainbow hair, you already done. Like, you're done. So I listened to the mixtape, and I was impressed. I liked it. Like I said, there was quite a few tracks on it that was bangers. Like, and he's spitting. Yeah, I would say. I
wouldn't say bangers. Like I said,
Billy, Gummo,
they served their purpose.
And Kuda.
I don't get the titles. They serve their purpose.
I don't get the title either. I'm gonna assume they are either some kind of gang language or something between him and his clique.
If you know, let us know.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming. I don't get them either. I'm not a gangbanger. Never claimed to be a gangbanger. So I don't. That part I don't know, like what the terminology means. But overall, when you listen to his music, like it literally just anyone who ever listened to the '90s gangster rap, like that New York style, like that's what it is. It's
minus lyrics.
Well,
minus lyrics.
I'll go back and forth.
Because Onyx isn't gangster rap.
I'll go back and forth for that.
It was they called themselves something else. It was like mask face, gutter music, or something like that. They had but it was yelling and hyper. It was borderline rock and roll. So he has that style of yelling, yelling in the microphone kind of.
But it's all just gritty rhymes.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say minus lyrics. So for me, the type of music that you're doing, those rappers, I can't name one that is lyrical. When you go lyrical, when you put them in a Lupe Fiasco or you put them in a.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You said gangster rap.
Okay?
That's what I'm saying. If you're gonna say gangster rap, you can't say Lupe Fiasco. Lupe wasn't gangster rap. So that's what I'm saying. If you talk about gangster rappers, most people would consider that Ice Cube, Pac. That's who they consider gangster rap.
No, I don't know about Pac. I give you Ice Cube.
That's what I'm saying. Gangster rap is something that was media created.
But also, I'm talking like New York style. To me, you got like MOP. MOP. You got Onyx. Yeah. To me, Onyx is gangster rap. Guns in the air, shoot 'em up, shut 'em down remix. That's gangster music.
Yeah.
50 Cent, these are rappers who remedially their lyrics are very basic. It's not like they're saying something you're not gonna understand. They've never spit anything that I was like, yo, I gotta look that word up in the dictionary. Like, Big Pun would spit some shit. I'm like, yo, I don't even know what that word means. Let me go look that up.
Right.
So that's why I don't consider him as. I feel like for the '90s style of hip hop gangster rap, they weren't lyrical in my opinion. DMX was one of my favorite rappers of all time. Soulful, but not lyrical. Like
consider him
you
gangster rap
knew, you knew what he was saying. Like you could tell that education wise, his vocabulary didn't go past a certain level. Doesn't mean take anything away from it. His music, like you said, one of my favorite of all time. He's on my top 5 of all time.
Opinions.
But,
also this week, speaking of LA and trips out there, Nipsey Hussle released his project Victory Lap. You also listened to that one as well. I listened to that one as well. I
good album.
Picked up on that one, and yeah, I was impressed with that. It makes you want to go back and listen to some of his older albums and projects. I'm not gonna lie, he was off my radar.
Me too. I didn't know who the kid was.
Yeah, but I listened to this Victory Lap album, and I'm like, I want to go back and see what I missed. Definitely impressed me. From the first track on, the first track is called Victory Lap. And it comes right in. He's got like some soulful singing on it. He's rapping. He's talking with a substance. He's saying some meaningful things. It has that West Coast style to it. Unlike The Game, he has his own. Like you can hear Nipsey. You hear Nipsey and you think Nipsey. You don't think he sounds like somebody else. So he definitely shines and stands out with that. And he got a song with Kendrick on there. And him and Kendrick kind of go toe to toe.
Yeah, he definitely held his own, which I was impressed with.
Some people say Kendrick has the crown right now, whatever. But Nipsey to stand in there and go toe to toe with him on a song, that's a big deal. So he definitely held his own to that. So I definitely look out for Victory Lap.
Yeah, I got to spend more time. I'm gonna try to go backtrack and listen to some Nipsey Hussle because I don't know if the song with Kendrick was Nipsey Hussle. What the fuck?
Nipsey Hussle.
Nipsey Hussle trying to step his game up to compete with Kendrick, or he just regularly spits that nice.
Nah.
So that's just me being ignorant to his style.
Yeah,
so I gotta listen to him.
You listen to the other songs, he definitely is that.
Honestly, in general, LA rappers in general are not really on my radar unless someone tells me about him besides Kendrick. He's the first one really kicking the door, and I was like, oh, since probably The Game.
I listen to the TDE crew, Kendrick, J-Rock, Absol. I like them dudes.
But I didn't fuck with them until I heard about Kendrick.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I knew J-Rock already. I knew J-Rock before.
I didn't know any of them until Section 80. Until Section 80, I didn't know any of them. I didn't know who they were.
Yeah.
So, so shout out to my man Zane Z Buckets, who put me onto the Nipsey Hussle because I didn't know about that one at all. Mm-hmm. Then it didn't come out this week, but my boy put me on. Different album. My boy put me on to. I'm gonna pronounce his name all fucked up. I'm gonna try my best to pronounce it right. Hopefully he can put the image of the screen of what his thing is.
I got you.
But Sylvan LaQ, I believe his name is. It's called Apologies in Advance. That album I was really impressed. It's a concept album. He's basically in one of those 12-step programs, and he's going over each step and it's talking about thing. But as the album builds, the album itself is just dope.
Interesting.
I was really impressed with the kid overall, his lyrical ability, the way he spits, his content, the subject matter of the album. I was really impressed. He also had a mixtape. He used to go by the name Quest, in case I don't know his name, Sylvan LaQ. He won that battle with JD when JD tried to pop on and become famous again not too long ago, Jermaine Dupri.
Was it the like the little kid joint?
Yeah, this dude's young. This dude's name.
Okay.
But now he's of age. But I was impressed with the album. Came out earlier this year, and I'm not. In no way am I saying it's contender for album of the year. But if we had like a young kid or new kid album of the year, I would put it there. I would definitely put it there because I was really impressed with the album overall. That shout out to my man Z Buckets put me in that one.
Yeah, so I'll look into that. I wasn't aware of that. Sounds interesting. I like the concept album, so that's pretty good.
I love concept albums.
But the main release for this week, well, previous week since this last episode, was the movie Black Panther.
Woo! Wakanda Forever.
Now I don't want to go into a review, but we're gonna talk about the movie a little bit. And some time has passed. Spoiler alerts for who haven't seen it or whatever.
If you ain't seen it, it's your fault. So fuck you.
It's been some time. John and I actually saw it again. And it's the second time for both of us. I gotta admit, it's better the second time around. Now, the movie itself went through, I guess, controversial beginnings. Not beginnings, but, with its release, there was an organization trying to give it negative reviews and try to block it, and such. At the end of the day, it's a movie. All right, it's a comic book movie. I was going to see it either way. I mean, I don't mind that people wanted to get dressed up, wearing dashikis, wearing all black, like the Black Panther Party.
It's fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid that people even get offended by that shit.
Right.
I remember I went to go see fucking, what was it? Fucking Wonder Woman. a man
Right.
was wearing a Wonder Woman outfit, no one had a problem with that. These
Right.
kids go dress up for Star Wars and Darth Maul.
Right.
If motherfuckers want to wear the shikis to watch Black Panther, that's their choice. They want to wear all black leather. It's a movie for everyone. And if someone wants to wear whatever they want to wear to go see it, like to have an opinion on what they wear, like it's just so stupid. Like we got so much more important things in the world going on.
Agreed.
Than worry about that kind of shit. Plus, if that's the movie, I do want to say, like, as crazy as it sounds, I do love the show out that this movie got, the acceptance from the hood, the ghetto community, the African American community, the minority community in general. It was great because to see that kind of love there, and also I can only imagine, because obviously I am not African American. I can only imagine as a kid, like to be able to. Some people are surprised. Some people actually think, but it's a surprise.
Just like skin.
But my uncle used to say I was just taking out the oven too early.
Oh, okay,
that's what my uncle used to say. But anyway,
you're not done yet.
But I wasn't done yet. But anyway. But nah, so I can imagine what it'd be like if I had a kid who had all these white heroes to look up to, didn't have no black hero to look up to, besides Blade and motherfucking Spawn. So
who are considered anti-heroes because they're bad guys or demons or vampire type creatures who just happen to do so. It's like this is the first major comic hero that. And again, it's not the first. It's not the first, but it's just the moment. And like I said before, tied in with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because the Marvel Cinematic Universe is bigger than anything we've seen as far as comic book movies before. Because Blade and Spawn were entities of themselves. This universe is the biggest thing that has everybody wanting to create universes. You know what I'm saying? Like DC tried to do their universe, they're going to do some things.
So terrible. Just terrible.
They were trying to make a monster universe with the Mummy and Frankenstein and things like that. They're trying to do a Godzilla universe. They're trying to do universes. So Marvel changed the game. So the impact of who you picked as your winner of 2017, by the way, for the Disney deal and stuff. But Marvel now absorbed Fox and all that stuff. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is so huge. And for this moment, the focus is Black Panther. Now, we all know Infinity War is coming in May. That's going to be predictably 4 times as big as this, by far. And it's not a racial thing, and it's not nothing. It's just the universe itself, the movie itself, everything that's created, everything that's built up for 10 years.
Didn't they change the title to Black Panther and the Avengers? No?
I mean, it might if they want to sell some more tickets.
Yo, Black Panther was amazing.
Black Panther was amazing, but focusing on the movie itself, politics and everything else aside, it's a very good movie. Now, it's not perfect by any means. I enjoyed it. The second time I saw it, the nitpicks I did have with it, they answered it for me. So I was like, all right, got me. I'm with it.
I think currently, like from talking about it, I think like for me at the moment, only watching it twice, I still gotta watch it more. Gotta see it, the at-home value when you get it home and you watch it,
Right.
But it's definitely like 100% in my top 5 of Marvel movies, and probably close in that top 3. I loved it the second time around. Like I said, I loved it even more. Literally my only complaint about was me nitpicking. It was just I thought that some of the areas the CGI was kind of whack.
It's very
but that has nothing to do with the
heavy
movie. That has nothing to do with the movie.
Right.
That the way it was made.
Yeah.
I think Michael B. Jordan is the best Marvel villain we've gotten so far. Like I love Loki.
Here's my thing.
I think he's cool, but I love Michael B. Jordan.
Villain term. Now, if we go antagonist,
we'll go antagonist.
The best antagonist is actually Iron Man in Civil War. If you look at, because
True.
Civil War was the first movie where you could see both sides. There was Team Cap, there was Team Tony. This movie gives you that same Team Killmonger, Team Black Panther kind of thing.
And that's the crazy part. Like,
that's right.
I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, because again, I mean, although like I said before, surprisingly, I'm not African American.
Sure.
But growing up in the hood, growing up in Brooklyn all my life, like to hear, like I sided with Killmonger. Like I understood what his reasoning was. I identified with the character. Not saying me personally identified it, on that same exact tip, but to see what he was talking about and see what he deals with, see what he's seen, and to see where he was coming from, he was very relatable and he was very believable. And at the end of the day, like as he talked more and he talked about his views and opinions and what he wanted, because it wasn't all selfish.
Right.
It was a universal thing for his people.
Yeah.
You kind of agree with him and you kind of see his point where it's like I understand why. Like you want Black Panther to win because he's the main hero, but at the same time you're like he has a point though. Maybe we should allow these things to happen, and maybe we should let him take care of his people or whatever. And so I mean I just thought he did a great job. I was so impressed with what he did. Like don't get me wrong, I've been a Michael B. Jordan fan for a long time. Yeah. I don't blame him for the horrible Fantastic Four. He did a good job, but the movie
we don't
sucked.
even acknowledge that.
But I mean, good acting, Fruitvale Station, Creed.
What do you think
overall
about? Now, to me, a lot of people say, "Oh, Michael B. Jordan outshined Chadwick Boseman. To me, that makes for a great villain and a great movie of this stature.
I think he did, but also I think you got to give a lot to the people who wrote that script, because that script is also what made it. I mean, don't get me wrong, Michael B. Jordan's acting let him outshine,
He brought it to life.
but that script made it. I mean, at the end, and I'm gonna destroy the 100% quote, but the end where he's like, bury me in the water, so I could die like my ancestors who knew that death was better than bondage.
Yeah.
Bro, that is one of the deepest fucking things ever, and I would never expect to hear that from a fucking Marvel movie.
Right.
That line is fucking bananas.
Yeah.
So whoever wrote that, man, fucking hats off, man.
And I think it plays out that way. I mean, obviously the antagonist in the situation was more charismatic. He was more personable and, like you said, relatable.
That Jean Jack was hard, by the way.
Compared to the Black Panther himself, who was regal, who was a king. So he's gonna be more stoic and stiff. So they played their parts well. And to me, I feel like, listen, when the bad guy shines, the last time we've really seen that happen was The Dark Knight. When people left a movie speaking about the antagonist more than anything else, the Joker, Heath Ledger's Joker, Heath Ledger's Joker, outshined that movie. So when the antagonist carries a movie story and the hero is just there to do the hero thing, it makes it a fun movie and an enjoyable movie where the bad guy is pulling it and carrying it.
I love the visual effects, the way they wrote the story, the way it didn't feel like a 2.5 hour movie. Like
it really doesn't.
The soundtrack was good, like the way it went with the movie, the vibes, the songs, the way they integrated some of nowadays jokes with the what are those and all that stuff. Like I love that.
What's your take on people that, and I've heard this way too many times, say it reminded them of The Lion King?
Oh my God, that's one. I could probably break apart almost any movie and make it the fucking Lion King. Any movie that has a hero's parent die because of I don't want to get into it. I think it's literally majority of the time. I think it's just honestly people being fucking racist and like, oh well, the movie based in Africa, they're all cats and like oh my God, it's so annoying. It's so annoying.
I mean, we could look at Thor. And if you want to say, okay, there was king royalty, father died, that happened in Thor. We could look at Iron Man and say, okay, his parents died. He in the first movie he fought a villain like himself. He found out his father's partner taking over the company. Is that not a Mufasa dying and Simba fighting Scar situation? So
but it's annoying to hear the comparison to The Lion King.
That's like movie 101. You can kind of compare any movie to The Lion King. The Lion King is heralded as one of the best movies of all time, animated or live action, because that story has been told millions of times over. But seeing it done that way, so long story short, anybody that says that, I feel you sneak racist. is silly to even say. That's all I gotta say about that.
I love the movie though. If you haven't seen it, go out see it. I'm sorry if we spoiled shit for you, but it's your fault for not fucking seeing it. You should have saw it.
Yeah.
But go see it. Help it break more records. I'm good with that. And then shout out to Ryan Coogler. I mean, so I honestly didn't know who he was when he announced to direct Black Panther. Yeah. Funny though, because I've seen both his previous movies.
It'd be like that, yeah.
Like after all the buzz came around from Fruitvale Station, where Michael B. Jordan, I saw that movie, phenomenally done, great movie. And then I'm a huge Rocky fan. I don't think anyone my age group is not a Rocky fan. Yeah. So I saw Creed, and I thought Creed was well done. Creed did a great job. So I should have known this tag team of Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler would be great. But boy, it was great. It was a good movie overall, man. I loved it. Didn't mind seeing it the second time. Right. I mean, at all. Can't wait to come home. Yeah. Can't wait to go home. Made me really hyped for Avengers.
Yeah, definitely.
Infinity War. Knowing he plays a part in it, and it's just good to see all around. And I love the love that it's been getting from other forms of the community. Because to be honest, when I go to Marvel movies, no matter where I go, because I've seen some Marvel movies. We're talking over 10 years of Marvel movies. Yeah. I've seen some movies back when I lived in Brooklyn in the Hood Theater. I've seen some movies upstate with the deer and shit. And it's predominantly a white theater for movies almost all the time when it comes to those kind of movies. So I love seeing that, because even as a kid, I remember certain movies that some of my friends who were too cool for comics were like, John, you want to watch that nerdy movie?
Right.
And they just weren't into it. Now, I mean, the Marvel Universe has made it where everyone's into it. But it was cool to see that kind of pour out.
It's cool to be a nerd nowadays. Yeah. I mean, technology is in, comic books is in, video games is in. It's cool to be a nerd. And I think dressing up and all that stuff is a part of it. Just have fun. Like, everybody's so uptight and stressed out. Just enjoy what you enjoy. And, I had no problem with it.
Yeah, I think if you got a problem with it, you got bigger issues. If you got a problem with it, if you got to worry about someone else what they're wearing to a fucking movie theater, all that stuff, like.
Agreed. One thing that didn't happen with the movie, which people were afraid of, was there was a threat of someone shooting up a theater or something like that. Gladly, that didn't happen there, but unfortunately, we had a situation down in Florida at a school. Rest in peace to all those involved. Condolences out to the families. But again, as always, whenever there's a mass shooting in America, which happens all too often, the topic of gun control comes up. And John, you hit me up specifically saying you wanted to speak on this, so I said the platform is yours, brother, so take it away.
So, I mean, first of all, deepest condolences to all the families that are affected what happened. I mean, a mass shooting in general is never okay. It's never a great thing when it's an innocent life being taken, especially those with kids. By no means do I mean to belittle what happened or not act like what happened was important. Mm-hmm. But occasionally what happens is I see things on my Instagram, anytime something like this happens, with the pray for Paris and the pray, and all back and forth, you see all these people who all of a sudden are fucking activists and they're fucking protesters and they know everything and they're so fucking smart, and you see them on their Instagram and they're active, or their social media, their Facebook and stuff, and you see them and they're all have an opinion, they want to push their opinion on people. Then they go back to their regular fucking life and they watch, the Kardashians, and then they fucking buy a new pair of sneakers and they forget that shit even happened. Mm-hmm. But for those moments in time, they act on it and they talk about it, and it honestly, it drives me crazy. I, like everyone else, have an opinion, I form an opinion. Mm-hmm. It's like, my God-given right. But...
And I have the platform for your opinion.
The subject of gun control, it does drive me crazy a little bit, because I don't think people realize, I remember telling you back when, I think it was episode 2 or 3, you guys have happened to mention, because the Las Vegas shooting had just happened. Right. You had to mention something about like guns, and I believe Jarrett, shout out to Jarrett, one of my homies, had mentioned about like no need for like automatic rifles and stuff like that. And I should have sent you a response video, but I didn't. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so just so you guys understand, like obviously you understand the Second Amendment, what it was meant for. I'm not trying to go into the whole thing. Right. And I know some of the I'm not gonna use the word idiot. That's pretty strong. But some of the people are like, well, the Second Amendment was a different time, and it was about different kind of guns. And if you still use those kind of guns, it wasn't about assault rifles. Mm-hmm. However, the Second Amendment was meant for you to defend yourself from tyranny, and that you should have sufficient defense capabilities to your enemy, which can be foreign or domestic. Mm-hmm. That's what the Second Amendment is for. So, granted, little Billy in the woods might not need AR-15, 100%. Mm-hmm. But I'm not trying to go too far on a conspiracy theory here. But at the same time, if you do believe that our government is capable of taking over or of, banning your guns and taking your guns from us, their weapons, they're not going to come to your house with a baton and a handgun. They will be having AR-15s and submachine guns and assault rifles. And the whole point of the Second Amendment, to stop from tyranny, is to defend yourself against those. If you little good luck citizen, the person who is like, oh my God, we should ban assault rifles, we should ban this, what are they going to use if they have to defend themselves? You're going to put your little handgun against their 60-round caliber machine guns? Is that how that's going to work out for you? It's going to work out too well for you and your family. So I personally am against the idea of gun control overall. I do believe that you should have bigger restrictions on who could get their hands on guns, different age limits, classes, yearly licenses that you have to take and renew, not only physical license of training and training videos. I know when I had to get my license to drive a vehicle, I had to take a class, a 5-hour, I had to watch a boring ass video, sit in a 5-hour classroom. I had to get a driving class. I had to pass a road test. I had to pass a written test. And then they make you continue with your ID and everything. If anything changes, you need glasses, so you're supposed to write down your form. Mm-hmm. They're up to date with that. That's a fucking vehicle. How about we have that same kind of policy in place for guns? And I think things would be a little better. I don't think that taking away the rights to own certain guns would at all help, because I don't have anyone, thank God, I've never lost anyone to mass shootings or anything like that. However, I have lost friends in the hood from regular guns that were not bought legally, that were not with a person with a permit, and they still were killed. Most crimes happen with regular guns that were bought off the street, not from dealers. So the problem isn't getting our hands on guns. These few incidents that happen, granted, there are people who got their hands on the gun, the wrong who had hands on guns. But if you do your research, majority of mass shootings are typical handguns. So are you going to ban all guns? Because it's not really assault rifles. Assault rifles is actually one of the lowest amounts used in mass shootings. It's handguns, then rifles and shotguns, then assault rifles and automatics. So are you going to ban all guns? Because the number one, if you're going to go after guns, you should be going after a handgun then, if that's the case. And the way I look at it, I mean, we protect our banks with guns, we protect our president with guns, our sporting events with guns, our celebrities with guns. When the bodyguards come out with their celebrities or with the president, they don't have fucking electric prods and slingshots. They have machine guns that they protect them with. There's a reason why they protect them with those. So it's the same thing. I think we have the right to bear arms. I personally, being someone who owns a registered firearm, I think that it's one of our rights as Americans to form not only home defense, foreign domestic, like I said before, but also against things like the possible outcome of tyranny. And I think that we go too crazy when these things happen, and we want crazy, immediate action. This happened. Now this has to happen. But we don't do that with everything else, and we're not around. We don't care as much until something happens. So that's my problem. If right now in these next month and a half, 2 months while this is going on, you guys care so much, but 3 months now, 4 months ago now, you don't care anymore because fucking Kardashian, a new Kardashian is pregnant, or there's a new pair of sneakers coming out, or the next Black Panther movie is being announced. Then you shut the fuck up about your opinion. Because it doesn't make sense. You can't be a part-time protester on these things, and then just the stuff I see is just, in my opinion, just so incorrect. It's most of the time it's opinion, not any actual facts.
Well, that's the internet now. Everyone says facts. Facts is not an actual word. It's an affirmation. Now I just agree with facts. Just mean I agree with you.
That's what drives me crazy.
Facts. It means I agree with you.
I'll give you some actual facts. If you actually look up all the last mass shootings we had since we start with 1990. It was roughly 70 to 75% handguns. And about 10, almost 15% were shotgun rifles, and then it was like
mass shootings or shootings in general.
Shootings in general. No.
Okay.
So not violent.
Right. That's what I was saying. Because handguns are primarily in shooting incidents in general. However, mass shootings are. It seems to be AR-15s are the go-to weapon of choice
currently, but not originally, and so no. So it is, I guess you consider it mass shootings or massacres or however you want to put it.
Right. Multiple, basically there's shootings with multiple injuries and deaths involved.
Yes, I'm not talking about
Vegas, Florida, and so on.
I'm not talking about just, homie over here, shot homie over here.
Right.
I'm talking about in general, things with schools. I personally, I don't know about, people who live outside of, the fucking hood, but I grew up with police officers in the building at most times, metal detectors, a bunch of metal detectors. At the beginning of the school, how do you even get in the building without a million metal detectors? Because you're in La La Land. That's your fault. You're in La La Land. I don't think you should, take that away from your kids and have them not see that. Don't get me wrong. There's something that kids should be naive to until they're older. But violence is an everyday thing, and I don't think it's something that should be naive automatically. I have no problem with my daughter. When she goes to school, she has to go through a metal detector, so that because I know that at the same time, they know my daughter's not bringing a gun to school, and I know that Billy's not bringing a gun to the school because they got checked properly.
So stick with the metal detector topic for the moment. We have metal detectors in our school. If you look at the schools that have these incidents, they do not. So do you feel as if they need to make that a all school thing?
100%. I think there's a million steps before we even get on gun control. There's a million things we need to do in schools. I am not opposed to the idea of a trained teacher having a gun on them. I'm not opposed to trained security guards having guns on them in that case. You know what I mean? If we feel a trained security guard at 70 years old with a fucking 65 revolver could defend the bank, then I think that a fucking teacher or a security guard at a school, a school safety agent, can be armed. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Cops have guns. You tell your kids, oh, don't look at cops, they have guns. Like it's part of a thing. there's nothing wrong with opening them up to that because it's the honest truth. Like it would. I think it would help out. Obviously, there's no way to prove it because we don't have this happening.
Right.
I just know that I can't outside of school. Stabbing shootings. I can't remember any shooting ever growing up as a kid in my school, in any school I went to. And I went to some of the worst schools in Brooklyn, and I went to some of the decent schools in Brooklyn, depending on what year I was in school. And I don't remember them ever.
Right.
The most I remember is either someone getting sliced with a blade, or getting a $150, or someone getting stabbed with a pencil, or getting thrown down the steps or somebody. But guns was that wasn't a thing.
I think that's a big point. That also the locations of where these mass shootings in schools are happening. Now, again, it's not just in schools, because we also had the Vegas shooter, like you said before. So, in his situation, obviously, Vegas hotels don't have metal detectors. Do you think they're going to start implementing metal detectors in hotels?
I mean,
because if we do that for schools, now we're going to have to go through airport security in every building. Do you think that's the way to go?
With certain things, I think a school, yes. So a few things. One, with a school, you have obviously children. So our youth deserve protection more than I think a bank or a celebrity or the president. I think our youth deserve protection. That is the future of our nation overall. Those are our future doctors, our future rappers, our future basketball players, our future scientists. So I think they deserve the protection, first of all. I have no problem with it in school. I don't think we need to go crazy, to like the hotel, whatever. At the end of the day, with access to guns, mass shootings will happen. You take away guns, mass, homemade mustard gas would happen. More bombings would happen. Pipe bombs that are homemade would happen. You know what I mean? If people want to destroy, they will find a way. But I do think that if you're in a state or if you're in an area that is more lenient on the type of gun you could have, as long as you're properly licensed, trained, and educated, I think you're less likely to have that happen. That's how I feel. I think that if... So one of the things I was looking up, which again is a fact, in that area of Florida, the average cop response time is 6 to 7 minutes. In most mass shootings, statistically, when they pulled it up, the average response times to the average length duration of a mass shooting is 3 minutes. Cops don't have a fucking chance, but armed people in the school do have a chance, and I think there's nothing wrong with that. I really don't. I think personally, coming from the hood, like I saw my first handgun at like 13, 14 years old. I shot my first handgun on the roof with my boys in the projects, like maybe 15. But it never happened in school. You know why? Because they have fucking metal detectors. Granted, you still got like a blade in or whatever. You put the blade in your fitted hat, you put the blade in your mouth, but you don't have the gun issue. And I think personally, there's more beef inside inner city schools between each other and groups and gangs for shooting to happen than there is between Billy being picked on regularly. So I don't get why it doesn't happen one place, it happens the other place, except for the factors that we see. Metal detectors are in the school, way more security in the school. NYPD would be regularly in my school. Like anyone who went to Bushwick High School before it became a reform school, when it was Bushwick High School, we always had PD there. PD basically lived there. The 83rd precinct basically had a station inside that thing, but nothing had popped off. None of my friends ever been shot in school. So I mean, it's one of those things that I think it is. I think it's important. I think
it's a slippery slope though, because if like you said, if we put metal detectors in every school, then a mass shooting happens in a hotel. Then we're gonna put metal detectors in a hotel.
I think
any office building, you go into the post office, you're gonna need a metal detector.
So that's where I'm not in agreement.
You go to the Chinese restaurant, they got a metal detector.
I literally
like
just
you go
think
to the supermarket. Like if that's the answer if that's the solution to the problem, then we're gonna start having metal detectors everywhere.
Well, no. So I think the solution to the problem is definitely the stricter restrictions on who could get guns, the better evaluations for who could get guns.
But do you think that's going to stop? You said yourself.
I think that would.
Majority of the people, one, have no problem getting an unregistered weapon. Two, even through the protocols of getting one, that doesn't mean someone is sane or won't have a moment where they are shooting
I think you have it flipped. The people who are able to get the unregistered ones are the people like, some of the hoodlums I grew up with, people like that.
Fine.
Those people don't do mass shootings. No.
Because of the metal detector. So again,
No, I'm talking outside. Yeah. So like a Vegas thing, you never heard of the Brooklyn Hotel in East New York getting shot up.
Right. But the Vegas shooter was a registered gun holder. This kid in Florida registered. The paperwork won't stop a mass shooting. The issue, them having to go through a written test, such and such tests every year, renewal, won't stop somebody from being a mass shooter.
Safety training, mental evaluation, it might. So like this kid, for instance, he was mentally unstable.
According to them after the fact.
Yes.
When was he established to be mentally unstable prior?
Exactly, he wasn't. But this is why. So after he got his gun, he didn't have another evaluation at all. He, from what the news has given us, he lost his mother. He lost his, and after that happened, he's a gun owner. No one gave him another fucking evaluation. Like there's levels to this where it's like, all right, well.
So a mental evaluation, what would it say?
Well, you'll be surprised. So. Being someone who tried to get into law enforcement, right? NYPD, corrections,
I was gonna say
they have these questions that they ask the right questions to determine whether or not you're a fucking psychopath.
And I know a lot of mentally unstable men that pass those tests and are officers. I know a lot.
Well, mentally unstable by whose degree? Like your degree?
I know they're mentally unstable. They're short-tempered, flip out. They have issues. Like socially, home-wise, they have issues, and they pass those tests. So a test can be manipulated, or you can answer it. How many tests have you passed by knowing the answer or guessing the answer compared to really honestly?
Well, so
when we get the test for Best Buy or any job, and they say, you see your coworker steal a pencil. Do you tell or do you not tell? Do you answer that question honestly?
Yes, I always do. Keep me employed.
Yeah, so we're gonna lie like you lie on that test.
But
so therefore, and that's an evaluation. They're looking to see your integrity for this job. We've all lied on that answer.
Well, so this is the part where I think
we've all lied on that answer.
I think my message may be misconfused. I think that with the stricter gun laws, with the stricter policies of how to get a gun, I think you'll have more. Because you're still going to get people who slip through the crack, 100%. I agree with that. But you'll have more people who are highly trained and ready to have the firearm to defend against the people who slip through the crack.
So your answer is more guns?
I'm more, yes, 100%. As crazy as it sounds, I think so. I think that, if you had more people who were armed to defend themselves, like for instance, a lot of states that have open carry rules have less criminal activity or gun violence happening. That's not a made up thing. That's a fact when you look it up. Like states that have open carry, meaning you go walk around with an AR-15 on your back through the streets with everyone seeing it.
Is Florida open carry?
No.
Okay, but it's a stand your ground.
It's a stand your ground, which that one is still also tricky because there's rules on the stand your ground thing.
So the laws are funny in themselves. But I mean, if let's say for example, I will say whatever, walk into a school and we just picking people off. What good is those guns in there? Because if a teacher's gonna be able to carry, they're gonna keep it on their hip.
Yeah.
So now if I'm picking people off in the hallways or whatever, they're not gonna just come out Terminator style shooting back. Because again, now we're in a crossfire.
Well, no. So I don't know about you guys, but again, going to school in Brooklyn, there was guards on every floor. So like they wouldn't have it. Also, going back to the metal detectors, he wouldn't have got in the school with the guns.
So that's what I'm saying. So that's why I'm getting confused with your point here, because metal detectors versus more guns. Which one are you saying would be?
Well, no, for a school.
Oh, you want both?
Yes, I think for a school. So I don't understand.
So you want the teachers to carry more guns? You want the teachers to carry guns and have metal detectors for the
either
students?
teachers carry a gun or armed security guards, not a fucking whistle and a flashlight.
So
I know. Me as a parent, I would feel safer, believe it or not, dropping my daughter off at a school where there's an armed guard at the door, armed guard on the floors, then I would feel safer than, hi, Miss Craig, yeah, she goes to the bake sale, and everyone's happy-go-lucky, and no one fucking knows. Anyone can just intrude and walk in there.
Secret service in the school?
I don't want Secret Service. I think it should be out there open.
You want, but you want actual trained armed guards in the school. Okay.
Did armed guards protect all the last few of our president's daughters when they went to places? Yes.
I mean, they also went to Yale and Harvard and stuff. Ronald Reagan got shot, surrounded by Secret Service armed.
They wasn't taking a bullet for Ronald Reagan. That's why.
I'm just saying. Ronald Reagon got shot.
They was not taking a bullet for Ronald Reagan, just like they're not gonna take a bullet for Trump. And there's certain ones they won't take a bullet for.
Which is why every president now stands behind some bulletproof glass. Because even they don't trust more guns. Because their Secret Service have more. They got the suits on and their hand is in their jacket, ready. But they are reactive, not proactive. All it takes is one shot. By the time, boom, he's dead, they can only react to that.
So hold on.
So it's too late.
I'm not saying it's going to eliminate this. I'm saying that you don't have 15 people killed now. You've lowered that drastically by having that. Or you possibly, because again, this is all hypothetical.
Right.
There's no way I could prove I'm right or you're right.
Right.
But hypothetically, you also have the thing where now little Billy is like, you know what? I'm not even gonna go shoot the school because these motherfuckers are armed and is my metal detector. I can't even get inside the building. I'm just saying that to me, it always made no sense that the nicer schools were open and you could just go in. And they're less protected with the youth of our nation. With kids, it's less protected than your fucking DMV, than your fucking bank. Like, why does Capital One have better protection than my child's elementary school? That makes no sense.
Well, I think it says something about demographic assumptions. Because like you said, our schools had metal detectors. There are other schools that do not. So I think it's the presumption of who's in these schools and how they categorize those in that school.
So minorities need metal detectors, but yet we're not shooting schools up, and the fucking suburbs don't need metal detectors, yet our kids are fucking getting shot left and right.
So that'll be a chicken and the egg discussion. More guns versus metal detectors. That one, I don't know. I mean, bigger picture, guns. Would you say guns are an issue in America? Because we have way more mass shootings than a lot of other countries. Probably, again, don't quote me on it. I don't know if it's factual, but we're pretty high up there, if not number one.
We're high up there for a few reasons. Also, we are definitely high up there, but also we do have less stricter gun rules than a lot of countries that do have these extreme strict guns where you don't have any handguns or your people can't own any kind of assault rifles and stuff. So I mean, the access is different, of course, but also. I mean, we're America. Our access to guns is also crazy high. You get a fucking Gatling gun at the right show, so it's completely different.
Yeah.
And so you can't compare it as the same because as America alone, like we love our fast food, our fast cars, and our guns. Like it's known. I mean, it's an American joke all the time. It's known.
Our national anthem is a song about war. They called it Manifest Destiny when they took over the land. So when a country built on violence is going to remain of such. So
I just feel like when you come after, and again, I am not a gun nut. I own a shotgun. Like I'm trying to buy AKs and Uzis and all that stuff. I'm not a gun owner at all. I have it for home protection, home defense. God forbid something ever happens. But I'm not a gun nut. I'm not one of these people. Like I'm not an NRA member. None of that stuff. At the same time, though, I get worried when there's something about taking the ability away to own these things that might protect you in the future or might be able to protect you in the long run or what's going on. It does bother me because a government that tells you you don't need guns, you probably need guns. That's how I feel because it's so much easier. And the thing is that we hide this stuff amongst the sheep. I'm not trying to act like I'm Mr. Woke over here because obviously I don't know. I don't take anything fully. I read a little bit of this, read a little bit of that, and I form my own opinion, but I don't take anything fully because I'm not saying the government's coming for us, but at the same time, if they were though, it's a lot easier to hide this under the net of safety. You feel safer now because you don't have any more guns, right? Don't you feel safer? And then martial law comes and you can't defend yourself because you don't have any guns and you agree to it.
Martial law can technically take away any guns you have anyway. So
yes, but
martial law overrides the Second Amendment.
For the Second Amendment, if you're going to defend yourself against the tyranny that is martial law, if it's from being a tyrant,
if they come with
you could have a full-out civil war in your home, but
and you're not going to win still. If they come with tanks and a militia, what are you going to do with your handgun?
Agree with handgun. That's why I'm all for having AR-15.
See,
that's why I said that.
Well, listen, we can go on about that topic all day. Please share your opinion. Comment below. Comment on all social media. However you listen to this. If you want to leave a video comment as well, send it to a 2021vision@outlook.com. Because this topic is definitely going to be ongoing as well. Another thing in the news this week or last week was Troy Ave, Brooklyn's own.
Brooklyn? Take it, I take it. I fucked with Troy Ave, so I'll take it. I like Troy Ave.
So Troy Ave, speaking of gun violence, I should say as well. Don't know if you're all familiar with the backstory of that. Taxstone is in jail right now. Troy Ave.
From all we know, because the only thing we could prove is from seeing video. Someone, supposedly Taxstone, shoots at Troy Ave. Troy Ave's bodyguard gets killed. Troy Ave gets a pistol and shoots back. He's shown on video shooting back. That's all we actually know to be a fact because it was on video. The rest is he said, she said, nothing else there. But that's not what we're talking about right now.
Right.
We're talking
But
about.
moving on, that was the backstory. But moving on, Troy Ave was on the Breakfast Club this previous week, and he's talking about taking a stand, or talking about coming over a new leaf. You watched the interview?
I did.
I watched the interview. What do you think about his comments as far as now? He was going back and forth with envy. What's the difference between snitching or telling or being evidence or what have you? And as a rapper himself, he's had some lyrics on the situation. Do you want to speak to that, John?
Yeah, I mean, so we can start off. The lyrics in question are literally, "I'm only loyal to the fam, middle finger from the stam. It's either me or you." So people are like, "Oh, that's snitching," and the whole thing about being hood and being from from the hood, being from one of the 5 boroughs. You can't be a snitch. You can't be a snitch. Being a rapper, you can't be a snitch. The label was snitch. It's a lifetime scar. Freaking Jay-Z said it best a week ago. Label was snitch, a lifetime scar. You'll always be in jail minus the bars.
Minus the bars.
I mean, so it's one of those things. It's heavy in hip hop, and so me personally, I look at it, differently. Also, again, growing up, where I grew up from, you're always taught a rat, a snitch is the worst kind of person you could be. Like the only thing worse than a rat, a snitch is a rapist. Like there's nothing worse. It's rapist and then rat snitch. Like it's so close. Like those are one of the worst things you could be in growing up in the hood. That's like the hood rules.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's one of those things, and so the different ways looking at it. So I always looked at snitching as a funny thing overall. So I believe in loyalty to your people, 100%. To your people who look out for you, or people if you agree to do dirt with them. Like if me and Paul go in on something and I agree to do dirt with Paul, then if we get bagged, I agreed as a man, it's not a place to snitch on him. Right. Because we agreed on the thing.
Right.
However, I don't believe in the community snitching thing with like, Aunt Ethel, the old lady in 12B, snitched on the drug dealer on the wrong neighborhood who's ruining the community. I don't think that's snitching, personally. The way I look at it, I look at it like, this person is selling drugs to the kids, he's ruining the community, he's fucking the community up, and you have no loyalty to him, you don't know the person, he's not your family, your direct people. You're not snitching, you're trying to make the community better. In this situation, I think what Troy Ave's trying to say is, you're not my peoples, you didn't do dirt with me, you know what I mean? Like, if anything, you try to kill me and you kill one of my peoples, and I'm 100% testifying to defending my people, making sure you get whatever time or whatever crime you deserve is your punishment. I personally don't think that's the same as the snitching that I grew up understanding from the old dudes, the old school kids that the old heads who taught me, who helped raise me. That wasn't the same idea as snitching. If Troy Ave and Taxstone, for instance, they got some shit and they body some dude, and Troy Ave's like, oh, this is where the body is, this is what happened, blah blah. That's snitching. Right. You tried to murder this dude, allegedly. Right. Ruin his life. You know what I mean?
And someone allegedly died.
Allegedly you killed his best friend / bodyguard. Right. And he's simply stating what happened. Right. To me, it's not the same as an agreement saying, because I think you should be loyal to your people and your people's only. Don't get me wrong, I don't think that you should just walk into a random hood and be like, that person's selling drugs, let me call the cops. But at the same time, if it's affecting your livelihood or it's about your livelihood and they're not your people's, you owe no debt to them. Because at the end of the day, they're not going to help you. It's in no way is it going to save you. It's not going to keep you alive. It's not going to keep you out of jail. It's not going to pay your bills. So I don't think you owe any debt to them personally. I had nothing to do with that.
In contrast, people feel he is snitching just because he was a part of a lifestyle that just quoted to not snitch. And they feel it is snitching because even though he's a part of the other side of the situation, him even presenting evidence or being evidence at that, they consider snitching. Now again, I'm completely removed from that lifestyle. So to me, it's all snitching to me, and you tell when you feel the need to. I don't care. I'm not a part of that life. I'm reminded of Cameron, and it was like if you lived in apartment 4B and you knew the person in 4C committed a crime or what have you, was a murderer at that, would you tell? And he said no, because that's snitching. And he didn't say they murdered someone he knows or if the part or whatever. It was just, if I know that person did it, I'm still not snitching. So there's a collective that just feels speaking on it, whether involved or not, is snitching. those rules of that line is very blurred. That's why I try to stay away from being in court.
I think it's hood brainwash mentality.
It really is.
I think they try to tell you that this way, they'll be on the defense. But at the same time, obviously hypothetical, but I guarantee you that hood motherfucker A, who you're not supposed to snitch on, if the table was reversed, he's the first one putting you out there. He's the first one. All the toughest gangsters, all of them that you ever hear about, all of them drop down and wind up snitching when shit hits the fan.
That's the hearts
when
of
they finally
men.
get back.
It's all about the hearts of the man.
So
the man in that situation, because everyone can tell you what they will and will not do
until they're in that situation.
Until they're in that situation.
So,
and that's what it comes down to. At the end of the day, everybody's gonna tell you, yo, it's my man. I got you, and so forth. And then shit hit the fan. Yeah, nah, I can't. Or yo, I know the whole thing. Da, da, da. So. And I think that's where Troy is at right now.
My thing is like this: if you're a true street dude, and it was like decidedly, there's no evidence, nothing going on, they don't know what's going on, you're gonna handle it on your own, and you're gonna try to body Taxstone allegedly to get revenge for your man. That's a different form of street beef. But when things are on video, a gun is found, evidence is found, DNA is found, you're not gonna be able to get to this dude.
Again, it's the situation.
It's a form of justice. And also, I've seen the camera thing you're talking about.
Yeah.
To me, that's crazy. If I know, I'm changing the crime a little bit, but if I know like a child molester downstairs, he's going to have a trip down the stairs first, and then he's going to get snitched on.
Right.
Like, he got to go to jail. He's a fucking child molester. If a murderer is downstairs, who's killing people left and right, you might be next. The old lady did nothing before, might be next.
Agreed. Because a lot of people,
it depends on the situation.
A lot of people turn a blind eye until it happens to their family or something, and then they're like, oh, now I got to tell.
I got friends who have rest in peace, have been bodied. I got friends who have done the body and they locked up, but they kept it between themselves and the people they had issues with. By all means, you handle it your own. But when it sprays into the street and random people get killed or random people, civilians, to me, it's not snitching. So it depends on the situation, what's going on. Right. I mean, to me, it's snitching if you're going out of your way to tattle to for no reason. It has nothing to do with you. It doesn't affect you. It doesn't hurt you. No one in your family got, none of your people got, and just randomly like, you know what?
You just calling
that person over there, that's a different form, and that's a different kind of form of snitching. Or again, if you agree to do dirt with that person, knowing the consequence that you're doing,
right? And
then all of a sudden shit goes down, and you're like, nah. This dude right here, he did it.
And it's
that's
funny
completely different.
Because Little Kim, when she went to jail, she gained respect for not telling on that situation when she went to jail for. She went to jail for not giving information and being a part of it. And they called, I think, perjury or whatever, because they said she lied on the stand. That actually created a falling out between her and some of the Junior Mafia members that were involved. And it made her a street, hero legend because she didn't tell. Even though, again, things was on camera. And it was like, do you not know this man? And so, again, the street rules, and especially the part they play in people that, quote unquote, made it out the hood. Yeah, we talk about actual artists, celebrities, famous people with, a couple commas in their bank account. Yeah. You got to remove yourself from these tactics and rules when you reach a certain level because you have something more to lose. Anyone
who's really from the street, or they know street dude, they've been in that area. You don't have to be personally a street dude yourself, but if you've been with those people and children, see the way they roll, see the way they do things, you would know that one, street rules are fucking bullshit. There's no such thing. It's not a real thing at all. When shit hits the fan, it's a flight or fight kind of thing, and there's the dudes who are about that life who are gonna pop off, and the dudes who are gonna run and snitch, or people who are gonna just go and hide. But it's not, street rules are not a real thing. It's a myth made up. It is complete bullshit when it comes to street rules. You're taught this way to glorify these gangsters and do this thing, and at the same time, it's not always that way. It's not always that way. You have it from anywhere from the white mafia, where you have freaking Sammy the Bull ratting on John Gotti, some of the hardest. This motherfucker body dudes put niggas in acid. No relation to Paul Bull. But he murdered people, tons of people, and then he goes and snitch on one of his mans. Right. Then you have things like, the Supreme Team, where people start dropping down on each other. It's the way of the world. Every code breaks for the right price, for the right pressure. Yeah. There's very few people who are really, really about that life and really, really would just do that time. And even then, I personally, as a father, sometimes question that, because if you got kids at home and it had nothing to do with you, not that you had part of it, like Sammy the Bull had part of it. He shouldn't have said shit. He should have done that time because he had part of it. But if you had nothing to do with this thing at all, you weren't nowhere near connected, all you do is know the motherfucker, that street rule is bullshit because now the next dude's upside your baby mama. Your daughter's calling someone else dad. She's gonna be in the pool when she's 18 because she had no daddy in her life. Like, I'm not with it at all. The only time I disagree with snitching, if it has nothing to do with you,
right.
You have nowhere near involved with it. That makes no sense for you to even mention and open your mouth.
Right.
You mind your damn business. Or two, I think if you agree to do dirt with that person, if you agree to sell drugs, if you agree to catch a body with this dude, if you agree to rob this place or rob this dude with a person, when y'all get put inside an interrogation room, you shut the fuck up and do your time because you got part of it. Mm-hmm. You agree to be part of it. You agree to catch that jokes and do whatever you want to do. You gotta eat that right there, whatever you get. You gotta hope your man has the same loyalty to you. Mm-hmm. It might not happen, but at the same time, you gotta eat for you to take a part of it. If you took no part in it, different. Right. You took part in it, I think you gotta eat that. In this particular situation, I understand what he's saying, but without knowing all the facts,
yeah.
If he brought on part of it, and because obviously he's firing weapons back at him,
right?
It's a little different. Mm-hmm. I mean, because because a lot of these rappers. They have all these tough lyrics and all that, but they're not really about that life at all. No. A lot of these dudes, just they have money at the right front, and they have a team behind them that might be about that, or enough people behind them to get up the hype, but not really about that. And, I mean, you've seen tons of videos about these so-called tough rappers that get pressed, or some shit happens and they go and they run, or they get beat up. It happens all the time. A rapper got beat up recently. I'm not gonna mention any names, but a rapper got beat up recently. Who we can talk about later.
Well, speaking of videos, let's wrap that up. Speaking of videos, video leaked last week of Black China partaking in oral. Was it fellatio?
Fellatio.
Trying to be all proper.
The art of fellatio.
Do we want to grade her? Performance in the art?
I feel two ways about this thing. So one, it's funny to see all the people comment about like how bad her skills were, how bad it was. Right. I see it funny from the chicks because one, like there's chicks like comments here like that one either don't suck dick themselves or don't know how to suck dick either. They act like they're professionals. But at the same time though, it's funny to watch dudes like, oh, her head was horrible, blah blah. Listen, as a dude. STD free, you're gonna take head, even if it's horrible head. So let's not front like even if Black China was like, yo, today Black China's like, yo, let me blow you though. Dudes gonna be like, nah, I seen that video, it was whack. So calm down with the bullshit, with the dudes acting like thing. But anyway, from what was shown on the video and from my own personal experiences with females, it definitely looked like a terrible job. Didn't like it enjoyed itself, but at the same time. A blowjob's still a blowjob, and it still didn't like still a blowjob, bro. Then it's still a blowjob.
At the end of the day, as long as there's no teeth.
But a little bit of teeth sometimes not that bad, depending on how it's done.
Man,
there's some girls know what they're doing.
Man, she didn't. That's what I'm saying. As long as there's no teeth, and
I'm just surprised because. So Black China,
right,
I'm not gonna call her out her name. I don't know her person. I'm not gonna say she's a slut or like whatever. Right. But the image she portrays is a sexual person overall with the the twerking and everything. So you would assume that she could suck some dick. Like you just assume it.
Her image, her having two baby daddies and getting rich off of them, because that's her come up.
True.
You would think she's trapping them because she's profound in her artistic ways. And maybe that was a bad night, that video. Maybe she was tired. Maybe, I don't know, but the video was a little underwhelming. And you would think because, like I said, she had. But again, maybe she's a G at what she do. She caught Rob at a bad time. Rob was going through depression. He just broke up with what's her name, Adrian.
Yeah.
So she caught.
Let her go.
Adrian was on her own mission. That's a whole other story. But maybe China is just, she's just profound more at catching suckers. Tiger, Rob Kardashian. When you look at the resume,
I feel bad that Tiger I don't feel bad about because one, his music's horrible, so I don't care. But I feel bad because Rob had the whole heartbreak and all that. Nah, Fab ripped that beat, but that song is his verse is trash. Fab killed that beat. But anyway, but I feel bad because Rob got exploited and made fun of and all that shit, and all that for whack fucking head. I feel bad for the dude. I feel bad for the dude.
He got caught up. up. I mean, it happens.
But how you get caught off a bad head? Like,
that's what I'm saying. It was bad. It was the timing. It was bad timing for him. But she caught him knowing he was in the low period. He was gaining weight.
It was disappointing.
She caught that rebound.
It's like the first time.
On a rebound and took advantage.
I'm not gonna put her on the same low. It's like the first time that you go into a restaurant and Gordon Ramsay himself cooks you a meal and you're like, this tastes like the Chinese food hood spot. Like, this is terrible.
Gordon Ramsay.
So like,
I don't know. We had the illusion of that she was better. That's what it was. We assumed she was more profound in her ways.
Like you'd assume that she had a few dicks in her mouth, but she knew what she was doing. Like, just keep it real. Like,
keep it real too. I mean, keep it a buck and some change. We all watch sex tapes because we want to know who the people involved, if they good or bad. Look at the Kim Kardashian one. She was boring.
Boring as fuck.
But she came up.
Oh, I'm saying this is terrible.
You know what I'm saying? From Ray J now to Kanye. Ray J made a song that hit it first years later. So she did something right. You know what I'm saying? So
that's all the fame though. But nah, but like it just was like I guess it was unexpected because as a dude, right? Mm-hmm. And y'all can act like you're not perverts. Males are perverts.
Absolutely.
Like
women
we think about but males act like they not. Like women
do too.
But women do the hidden things. Okay. Guys do the hidden things even though you know it's not hidden. Oh yeah. So as a dude, when I heard it, I was like, oh, she about to put in some work. I want to see this shit. And then you watch it and you're like, is she like this is like her first time? Is it like she was real nervous and it's her first time? She's like, oh, like I don't know how to do this, and like you got to walk her through the steps, like. Just put your mouth on it, like it just seemed weird. Mm-hmm. One of the funny memes I saw that they were like his dick thing or whatever, like they were trying to help out with excuses. But overall, like I was surprised. You just expected it to be a lot better. You know what I mean? You just expected like
What do you think was the best sex tape that's ever dropped?
I don't know. They're all pretty terrible. From growing up thinking about it, like because the thing is that like everyone goes crazy. Like I'm not a huge porn person. Like I don't know porn star names and stuff like that. It's not my thing. But like for sex tapes as an adult, like you hear like I know who Kim Kardashian was. So you heard about it. I knew who Ray J was.
Well, he was Brandy's little brother at the time.
Yeah,
and she was the daughter of OJ's lawyer. Neither one of them had a name for themselves at the time.
So I knew who Ray J was, but the first one that I remember being a big deal was Paris Hilton, and that was terrible.
That was
Kim Kardashian.
That was the one with the night vision on. Like that was
the Kim Kardashian was terrible. I think
Kim
honestly
was bad.
My favorite probably is, and it's gonna age me, is probably Pamela Anderson. Because I remember growing up as watching Baywatch, and I was in love watching those fucking things bounce on the beach. Yeah. So to watch it was phenomenal. Yeah. The Black China one I really didn't care for. I didn't care for Kim Kardashian. I'm trying to think what other ones are there.
Did you like 1, 2, 3 Kid in China?
I never seen that.
Oh, you're missing out.
I don't want to put it. It's China. I don't see fucking China. Like,
you're not curious?
Listen, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna watch a sex tape for porn. I hope that it's almost 95% focused on a female. China look like a dude.
I'm just saying, you're curious though. That's the whole point of sex. Curious. I don't watch it for the sex.
I'm not curious.
I'm watching it for because he's a celebrity. We all have like
but China's a dude.
Like Moth to a Flame. We watch those things when it comes to celebrities.
But to me, watching China and X-Pac, whatever, it's like watching two dudes basically.
Check it out.
Just one's not technically gendered a dude, but it's not the same.
I mean, listen, you can't listen. If that sex tape came out today. With all the transgender things going on.
Don't give me that bullshit.
It'd have been but I'm not saying she is one. We don't know. I don't know. I don't think she was.
Well, you saw the sex tape, so you should know. It looked real.
Everything looked real.
I can't think. Was there any other big celebrity sex tapes? I mean, this times I wish I would make a tape.
I mean, R. Kelly's don't count because that was child pornography. We had to all delete that once we found out that,
Rihanna, can you make a tape, please?
Well, the news leaked. So that was the new thing. The nudes leaked out.
No, I know.
Like, a lot of right, but we didn't get we didn't really get the tape.
I love Rihanna. Like I was like, I don't know anyone who doesn't, but she oozes sexuality overall. Like,
if there was any other ones,
I can't think of no.
All right, well,
Rihanna, you need to release one though. If anyone has one on their phone of Rihanna, do us a favor. Like, it's worth it.
All right, so to recap, Tekashi 6ix9ine, just give it a listen.
I'll give it good. Just give it a listen.
Nipsey Hussle.
Oh, definitely gotta get that listen. To me, that was as much of a surprise as Sci Had a Prince last year. I
wasn't surprised with Sci Had though. Well, because I followed him in the mixtapes and the freestyles, so I wasn't really surprised.
My only Sci Had a Prince reference before was the good music album.
And who was the artist that you said?
Sylvain LePew. You should definitely check it out. Sylvain LePew.
Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah, okay. It's worth it though. Trust me, it's worth it. Check it out. If you like music, man, overall, you got nothing to do. You take the train or bus to work. Give yourself 45 minutes to listen to it.
Black Panther.
phenomenal, bro. We're going five out of 5. How you want to rate that? Like I love it.
It's not perfect. I can't say
love it.
5 out of 5. I mean, I would say 8 out of 10. It's not perfect to me.
I give it at least a 9.
I give it an 8. I'm giving it an 8.
I think you wild.
I'm giving it. I'm entitled to my own opinion.
It's overall
my
impact
opinion,
and
facts.
everything. Woo.
The gun control. You want more.
I think more
guns.
citizens should.
So you want everybody to have a gun?
I think more citizens should follow their amendment and get their get a gun, get trained properly. I think it's good to be properly trained in the use of a firearm and be able to self-defend yourself from the evils of the world that sadly we have to deal with. I personally would love a peaceful world where there's all rainbows and riding giraffes and nothing bad happens. But since we don't live in that fucking world, I think that more people should go out there, get certified, get licensed, and follow your state's rules. Unfortunately, in New York, it's almost impossible to get a fucking handgun if you're not a business owner or a celebrity. But whatever your state allows, I think you should at least dabble in it and try to learn how to shoot a firearm and get educated on the protection of it. I think it's everyone's right. But I think they do a better job of taking care of our kids. Snitching, I think it depends on the degree of snitching. If you part of the dirt or you have something to do with the dirt, it's snitching. If it's something that affects your livelihood, that has nothing to do with you or something you were wrong upon, or if the proof's already out there and you're going to go to jail regardless, it's a little different. Unless, again, back to the previous where you're the person who did the dirt. Like I said, you decided to pick up that pack and sell that drug, you decided to shoot that gun, you should do that time and not be a little bitch. That's how I feel about it.
And Black China's head game?
I mean, I'd still take the head, but it was terrible. It was terrible.
Would you break up? Would you slide her some money for it though? Because she look like she's not doing it for free.
For anything.
She look like she's not doing it for free. I think again, I'm not judging her. I don't know her.
You still pay for things technically, but I've never paid for pussy. No head. I never will. Like a slice of pizza and we chilling, talking, the good conversation to get you where you need to go. If you do what you do. That way, the point. It did look terrible. She could redeem herself by I guess practicing. I don't know how that works. I don't do fellatio.
Are you volunteering?
I mean, if she's, it looked terrible though, but if she's willing, listen, a real dude, again, as long as it's clean and ST free, a real dude's not gonna turn down some head, regardless of how bad it is.
Or do you just go straight to smashing?
I don't want to smash that. I'm not a fan of the fake butt.
Well, I'm just saying, if you're in that situation, that means.
Oh, if the head's terrible. Nah, if the head's terrible, in normal situations, the head's terrible. Like after a few licks, like, you know what, he's up enough to go inside, I'm just gonna bang you out, and then I'll still call you on board, or if I'm drunk off the Henny. Like, depending on what's going on, I'll still call you, but not because I want to. You're not gonna be the A-list in my phone. You'll be like on the D League.
Right.
And I'm like, all right, well, she's available, so. But no, it was terrible. Do your thing, watch some videos.
Well, that was our opinions on it. That was his opinions mostly. Me, we agree, we disagree. It happens, but you also have an opinion. Please share it. Once again, comment below. Send me an email, 2021vision@outlook.com. Comment on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, 2021 Vision across the board. Once again, this is Big John Silva.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, likewise, always a pleasure. Come back anytime. And I'm Paulie the Bull. This is Word Music Dance. We out of here.
Peace.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the show, hit the like button. Share it. Tell your friends about it. Let them know what's going on. Also, hit subscribe and the bell to be notified when new content is loaded, because there's much, much more to come.